Hello everyone, my name is Melissa Hedlund Nelson. I am Program Supervisor at the Linden Oaks out in St. Charles. Um, I'm here today to talk a little bit about different things that you can do to help ground your body, especially during this time where, it's a period of, there's a lot happening, there's a lot of stress, there are a lot of unknowns, right? And the feelings of loss of control. And so I'm going to talk about a couple different ways that you can just help regulate all of this stress that's coming into the body. And it's a lot. There's a lot that we've been feeling. One of the things, so I'm a therapist, but one of my specialties is somatic experiencing. Somatic experiencing is a body-oriented psychotherapy that's used to help remediate trauma and to release trapped stress in the body and help you get back to a more regulated nervous system. So a couple things that you can do from a body-based perspective. The first one is movement. Maybe something just as simple as walking, running, anything that has a rhythm, right? A movement where you're doing something repetitively over and over. I was thinking about this a little bit more, even hand washing right now. Everyone's big on hand washing, but there is a rhythm when we're washing our hands. We're also connecting with the sensory, right? There's a tactile component. The water hopefully is warm or hot, and so feeling that warmth on your hands is also really good. The things you can do, so if you're sitting down at work, instead of like hand washing, you can be rocking your feet rhythmically, right? Having both of your feet flat on the ground and gently rocking them. Yeah, you can wiggle your toes gently. You can even do repetitive movements with your hands to help to bring regulation. It's really in that repetition, the gentleness, doing that over and over that can help release a lot of the stress that's being stored in the body right now. It helps to reconnect with your natural rhythms, right? And the natural rhythm of respiration, natural heart beating rhythm, right? So you have movement. The next one is to have a heat source. The heat source, it could be from your seats in your car, right? Some of us have heated seats, or it could be from using a heating pad, or even they're like old school little water jugs that we used to fill up with like warm water. You could cork it. Those are also great. And what you're going to want to do with the heat source is apply it to your lower back. So right back here. In our lower back, that's where our kidneys rest on our back. And the kidneys are a really special organ in the body. Their psychological function is to store fear. And so when we are afraid, when we're feeling stress, that goes right into our kidneys. And what happens physiologically is the kidneys will rise in the body. And I'm sure a lot of you medical people know that on top of the kidneys, that's where the adrenal glands sit. And when the kidneys rise in the body, it's a tip-off to the adrenals to start pumping cortisol. And cortisol is a stress hormone, right? And so when we are afraid, the cortisol starts pumping through our body. It's going to do things like make our breath a little bit shorter, make our heart beat faster, our pupils are going to dilate. It's really mobilizing us for action. And unfortunately, a lot of times right now, when we're having that stress response, we're freezing. And so that stress response gets trapped in our body and it doesn't really have a way out. One of the things that you can do with that heat source, so it's on your lower back, just that warmth and that heat lets the kidneys know that it's alright to lower in the body. And when those kidneys lower, those adrenal glands stop pumping cortisol. And that's what we want. That's the moments of respite, right? That's the moments where we're able to ground, we're able to have some relaxation in the body, and so the heat source is amazing. The last thing that you could do is apply some gentle self-touch, and so I would recommend on your arms, right, some gentle squeezing. This is great because it's helping you remember that you are embodied, that you're connected to the moment, but it's also giving you touch. And a lot of us, we can't touch others as we have been, right? You can't necessarily reach out to a loved one and give them a hug, and so we're missing a lot of that physical contact right now. And so gently applying pressure on your arms, on your legs, right? And I say the arms and the legs, the extremities, because what happens with stress is we tend to store it in our core. And so it's going to be in our stomach, it's going to be in our lungs, and then our body tends to forget there's all this other room. We have these arms, these amazing arms, we have these legs, and when you apply that gentle self-touch, it's a tip off to the core. Hey, I have a bigger body. The anxiety can move, right? So it can move out to the arms, move out to the legs, and then out into the earth, and the earth can help hold it with you. It's way too much to hold by yourself right now, way too much. And so you have movement, rhythmic, repetitive movements. You have a heat source for your lower back, yeah, to let those kidneys know it's all right to lower. And then you have the gentle self-touch. So I hope this has been helpful, and be well.